Speaking to Canvey Island manager Mark Bentley on the eve of our FA Cup first round tie away to Banbury United. Mark, how you doing?
Yeah, good, thanks. Yeah. Obviously, just looking forward to tomorrow.
Did you ever think we'd see the day with everything that's gone on in the interim since our win against Cray Wanderers?
It looks a bit touch and go, if I'm honest. Yeah. So listen, the world's in a tough place at the moment. So yeah, we're the lucky ones really who can still have a game of football tomorrow, and obviously what an occasion it's going to be, first round of the FA Cup. So yeah, we've got to take those opportunities.
It looked at one point, obviously, as though we weren't going to be able to train in the run-up to the game, or certainly not past Wednesday. But the FA changed that, or the government changed that. Did we manage to train last night at all?
Yeah, we did. We were fortunate enough, obviously, to have that confirmation. I think Wednesday it was. We had confirmation we could train Thursday. So we had a really good training session Tuesday, very intense. Obviously, we've got players fighting for or desperate to start, obviously, tomorrow. Thursday, we trained last night. We've done a lot of work last night. We actually had a visit from the police as well, so which we probably expected. Obviously, the locals probably weren't thinking that we should be shut down and stuff. But yeah, a few emails and a bit of proof that we can train was we're all fine and we had a good session.
Okay, sounds interesting. In terms of the draw itself, and obviously Banbury United, I suppose when we got into the first round, your mind automatically goes to your Sunderlands and your Ipswiches. But I suppose if you can't get one of those, and I'm sure Banbury will be feeling exactly the same, really what you want at that stage then is one of the lowest ranked teams in the competition. And obviously ourselves and Banbury are two of the lowest left in there.
I think so. Yeah, we all gathered round Zoom on last Monday. It was good. All the lads were online and obviously waiting for that big one. But here to be last out of the hat, well, I think with 10 balls left, I think we still had Southend, Portsmouth, and Ipswich. I think so.
Yeah.
I've got a great chance. But I think now the key thing is obviously we're playing Banbury. It's a real tough one. It's whatever draw we would have had, we were going to be underdogs. So coming up against another step 3 side, a good side as well. I think they're going to be very similar to Cray in terms of the way they want to play and attack. So, but it's an opportunity, like you say. Circumstances have now changed in terms of obviously no fans, unfortunately, going to be there. That may work in our favour, obviously, with them having the home draw. And so yeah, it is what it is. This circumstance, we'd rather be in it without fans than not in it at all. Or like I say, who knows what the FA could have done sometimes with us non-elite teams. The way they've sort of conducted in terms of coronavirus, where you just sort of have to give up your FA Cup. So it was important for us that we didn't have to be in that situation, and thankfully we can play the game.
And so you mentioned obviously the game being behind closed doors. Do you think that's going to be much of an adjustment, obviously for both teams as well? But then in particular, when I look back on the cup run, obviously the last one against Cray was quite a vociferous affair. There were others in there as well that have been quite lively and quite noisy. Do you think there's going to be much adjustment needed from both teams? But obviously from yourself thinking about Canvey to all of a sudden playing in kind of virtual silence is what I would imagine.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a big difference, and we sort of spoke briefly about the environment we're going to be in training last night. So like the atmosphere against Cray was unbelievable, and it was to share it obviously with the Canvey fans, and for them not to be able to share it's magical. I mean, there's not very often at step 4. Certainly, you get into the first round of the FA Cup, and it's probably the worst year we've actually managed to get into it. Obviously, with the funding's half the funding, and obviously the fans, and even if we're fortunate enough to get through tomorrow, even like drawing a big league side, you're sort of like, well, you're going to play in an empty stadium, which again takes the magic away slightly, because you do see these big upsets and you're memorable for a long time. So I grew up with the days of like when Sutton United beat Coventry City and stuff, and like we're sharing it with the fans, we're going nuts and bundling each other, and yeah, it's just going to be a little bit surreal. Obviously, you've got the added incentive of obviously being in front of the cameras, which is another thing that certainly a lot of our lads won't be used to. So we've just got to adapt and try and block that out, and then just work as hard as we can. It's going to take a mammoth effort again.
And yeah, you mentioned the telly, so obviously a shame that fans can't be there, but a big bonus that that Canvey fans from all over the world will be able to watch the game on the BBC's digital platforms. In terms of the players, how have they reacted to that? I mean, I'm imagining for a lot of them, this will be the first time they're going to be on live television.
Yeah, definitely. It's an exciting moment for players at this level to try and go and express themselves, and for both teams, really, Banbury as well. We've both got good players in our squads, and gives them an opportunity to go and show the world, as you say. So yeah, fantastic opportunity. Doesn't come around too often. We've just got to make sure we don't freeze, and we just play our normal way. And make as few mistakes as we can. So if mistakes will happen, it's obviously when you know that eyes are watching you from outside, and it just adds that little bit of pressure possibly. But just got to make sure we do things as well as we can do.
Well, Mark, thanks very much for the catch up. Wish you all the very best of luck for tomorrow, and yeah, may the best team win.
Thanks, Glenn. Nice one.